Man, back again on another episode of Don't Hate the Player, Learn the Game, where we give you game on everything from the financials to the personal development to the women. I got a special guest today. See, it's not often. Some people got game in the financial space. Some people got game in the women's space. You know, very rare do you have somebody who has both. And this dude I'm bringing on right now, I've been knowing him for a long time. He got both. So I brought him on to kind of share some of the game, you know, because he got a crazy story. What's going on? How you feeling?
What's up, man? How you doing, bro?
Oh, man, amazing.
Yeah, you already know.
Yeah, so, man, you know, so give him a little of your backstory. You know, we've been rocking for a minute. You know, I was introduced to him through some financial individuals. You know, we did some business together, some business funding, some other things. And when I got to know him, I'm like, man, we think the same. You know, we got the same type of time when it comes to women. Man, this man get a lot of women. He knows how to deal with the women, real high level women. We ain't gonna speak on their names in here, you know. But he got it all. So I told him, I said, man, come on here and kind of share your story, share your game. You know, let's start out with just introduce yourself.
All right, man. What's up, y'all, man? My name is Antonio Bibbs, AB. Better yet known. I got a few nicknames: Lambo Tone, all that good shit, man. Been in the financial industry for about 5 years, entrepreneur for about 5 years, you know, from the south side of Chicago, born and raised, you know, been to prison, been struggling most of my life, but, you know, the last 5 years I prevailed and I leveled up and I elevated.
Yeah, you know, and that's the thing about a story, you know, when somebody could come from the low like that and make it to where you make it at, I always try to give people the underlying principles and habits. Like, how did you go from living in Southside Chicago, getting shot multiple times, going to prison, getting out, reforming your life, and now being on this path where you having big jewelry, you having big cars, you got the Lambo, you dealing with top level women, and your mindset on point. You know, you do the fitness, you got the personal development, you do the reading thing. Yeah. Like, you got your life changed like a full 360. How you do that?
Man, it was really one of them things where it was just like, you know, when you know that it's time to make a switch, when you're tired of dealing with life in a certain way, you know, it's just that time, and it's pretty much your back just being against the wall, and you just saying enough is enough.
I say that all the time. Like, some people need to hit rock bottom. Most people in life, they hovering right below rock bottom, and it's not enough for them to make a change. Right. So sometimes I tell people, man, just hurry up and hit rock bottom, because that rock bottom only way is up.
Man, hurry up and do it, man. I mean, a lot of people, and it's sad to say, some people, they need jail, bro.
Yeah. Oh, I swear to God, that changed my life. I didn't go to prison. I was only in jail, and that was enough to change my life. Same for you, though?
Yeah, same thing, bro. I needed that, though. Like, I thank God for that blessing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thank God for that. So, you know, I don't take, now I'm very aware with signs all over my life. So, you know, if I see something to where I'm very aware of everything.
Yeah.
Relationships, money, health, my relationship with God, I'm very aware because of that, because it opened my eyes.
Right. So tell me this, right? So take me through the story from Chicago to LA to getting shot to prison.
Okay, so you want you want to know where I grew up?
Yeah. Share as much as you want to. You ain't got to go too deep.
Nah, man.
Just because it's relatable. Some people see you now and see what you're doing, and it seems so far away. But when they hear the story, it makes them hopeful. Like, yeah, okay, I'm where he used to be, so it makes it more possible for them to get to where you at just hearing your story.
Right. I'll say, man, it started when I was a kid. You know, I always had that hustle, that ambition. You know what I'm saying? I had, you know, a couple people around me. You know, they had big cars when I was a kid, you know, in the ghetto and shit like that. Yeah. And I was seeing that, and I had different role models. One of my role models, he was in the NBA when I was young. Yeah. You know, I knew him personally. He took me under his wing like a little brother, so I had that lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was just seeing all of that shit, and I was still in the street. I was still doing street shit. I was still, you know, doing shit to get money in the streets.
Right.
But from Chicago, then I went to LA, and man, I just wanted to be the man, bro. Yeah. I wanted to be the man, and I did whatever I could to be the man. And I got introduced to a lot of quick ways to make money for real. And I was just going too crazy, bro.
Right.
I was like 20 years old. I had fucking 6 exotic cars.
Damn.
Like, no cap. Like, I got pictures of all this shit. I was 20, 21 years old. I had big jewelry, bigger jewelry than this.
Yeah.
Then, you know, back in the day, we had, like, you know, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, we had the big long chains.
Yeah, them 22-inch, 24-inch down
Yeah,
to your belt buckle.
Exactly. We had more diamonds. It was more diamonds in that shit. It was just a lot, man. And but you know, when you know that shit is coming to an end, you can feel it.
Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, I try to tell people all the time, right? You don't never really see it anywhere. And if you still delusional in that, you ain't lived long enough. You live long enough, you gonna see everybody who was your hero, your street heroes, man, they done been to prison. I mean, look, one of the biggest that everybody admires, Big Meech, right? He went to prison. I said it all the time, man, it got to a point in my life where it was like, I'm in these streets, I'm starting to be more self-aware, I'm starting to read, and I'm like, man, I'm never gonna make $100 million in these streets, and if I do, I'm gonna go to prison first. So it's like, what am I really doing? It's only a certain level that I could even get to here. And so what am I gonna do? Do I wanna really reach my potential? Because if I reach my potential in this, I'm going to prison for sure. So that's when I started like, man, I got to start figuring something different out. Did you kind of have that same thing where you start feeling like, man, this shit ain't gonna last forever?
Oh yeah, man. In the back when I went to prison, I had it figured out already. I had already knew that doing what I was doing, I wasn't gonna reach the potential that I wanted to reach because you know I ain't no fucking Big Meech. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I ain't none of that. I could make way more money doing legit shit than I can doing illegal shit.
Yeah, that's 100%.
So I already know that. I just in my eyes, when Big Meech get out of jail, Big Meech he already out of jail. Ain't he? Big Meech out of jail. And a lot of people, they don't realize this shit. Big Meech get out of jail, he started preaching on positivity and people and being entrepreneurs and them building big businesses. Are we still gonna react the same way? We still gonna glorify him being you know what I'm saying? How we glorify him being a drug dealer?
Nah, that's right.
And I don't know if people ready for that shit, man. But I'm ready for it.
Man, listen, and that's why I like your story, because you kind of like me. It's like, man, I'm making more money legitimately than I ever did back then with way less stress. And I tell people all the time, niggas in the streets is working hard. Oh, yeah. Because that shit's a 24-hour job. That shit don't stop. You know, and you got to worry about this, the police, this, that, the third. Your stress level is through the roof because you know any day some shit could be coming down. If you took all that same time and energy doing all of that and put it into something legitimate, something positive, you can make way more money and don't even have to worry about those other things. It just take a little bit of time. You know, I was sitting in jail once and my uncle came to see me and he was like, Goldie, man, every time you see a mountain, you run around it 5 times trying to figure out the shortcut. Mm-hmm. And by the time you run around it 5 times and figure out there's not one, you finally go up the right way. But by then you're exhausted. Had you had just started up the mountain the right way the first time, you'd have been at the top already. And that's how I feel like the story of my life. Always trying to take shortcuts, but I always had to come back to square one. Had I started the right way the first time, I'd already been where I wanted to be. So I wasted a whole lot of time, so I don't want nobody to waste time. You gonna have to go through it regardless. Just hurry up and get it out the way.
Hey, exactly, man. I feel like, man, a lot of people, they want instant gratification so much.
Oh, man, that was me.
They want instant gratification so much, man, and that shit is gonna cost you, man.
Yeah, man.
In the long run, like, it's better to, go and learn and invest in yourself, invest in that truck, invest in that, that business. Take everything you got. If you're done working a 9 to 5, take that money, invest in your dreams, man. Just get that shit out the way early because you still gonna be next year. You're gonna be chasing the same thing,
man.
Like if you got a 9 to 5,
I'm trying to tell you. So tell me this too, because when we, got to know each other and we just kicking it. It's rare that I find people who didn't come from a lifestyle that I came from, still having game when it comes to women. So what's that? Just how it is out there in Chicago? That's just how you came up?
That ain't how it is in Chicago.
Nah.
I had to develop that over time. That came with a constant reflection on myself and my personality. Yeah. Just dealing with multiple women and learning how to handle them at different levels. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's fun. Don't get me wrong, man. I when I find a woman, I love them. I appreciate them. Yeah. It's just fun to me, man. It's fun to me.
Man, I seen this man in action, man. He got some big names, on his roster, man, and he do that shit effortlessly with ease. You know what I'm saying? So give him some
Don't
game.
start with this.
Give him some game. Give him some game for the men out there. Who they having a hard time with women. What's one thing you say that they should learn? What's like 101 for you when it comes to women that you feel like most of these dudes don't have that they need to have to be in a position where they can have multiple beautiful women doing what they want, when they want, how they want?
Man, I'll say a lot of men they quit before they even get started. So it comes with taking care of yourself. That's where it comes from first. Your appearance is everything.
Man, preach that.
Your appearance is everything. When you see a woman, they look at shoes, they look at hair, they look at the way you're built.
Yeah.
They look at if you ain't got no money, you need to carry yourself like money.
Yeah.
That confidence is everything.
Confidence.
Bro. Like you gotta. Women can feel that energy.
Man,
they can feel that shit.
Confidence is attracting.
Oh, yeah.
Because most people are so insecure, especially women.
Oh, yeah.
So that nervous, insecure energy, they gonna pick up on that.
Goldie, I'm a firm believer in confidence. You seen me in action.
Yeah. Nah.
You seen me in action. I don't listen. If I like it, I want it.
Man, listen, and listen, you come through, you like me, you got your jewels on, you got the designer, you always clean cut. A lot of these dudes, they missing that part. They feeling like they want to get all this other stuff. Now, we not, like you said, confidence does matter. But guess what? I'm more confident when I'm dressed nice. I'm more confident with this chain on. Like, this may not be your thing, but we're not going to act like females don't like it.
Oh, yeah,
They're intrigued. We're not looking like everybody around here.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
They love it, and we look polished, and we look clean, and we look like arm candy.
Yeah.
They want to be around us.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because a woman, she gets her status from her man, right? Who's my man? Are we hopping out the Rolls Royce? Are we going to events? Is everybody looking at us? She's thinking about all these things, And tell me how you feel about this, right? I always preach to these dudes too. It's not just about you want to have fun and get these women. Okay, cool. But if you really looking for a woman that you want to build with and be with, she gotta like you. And a lot of these dudes is chasing women that don't like them. Now, okay, if you chasing a woman that don't really like you like that, and you just having fun with her, fucking on her or something like that, okay. But if you really looking to build with a woman, I feel like you should only be dealing with a woman who likes you.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm very, very, very detached from my feelings with women. You got to know how to control your emotions when dealing with women in the beginning. Because you can give yourself all. Women don't want you to give all of yourself to them. They don't want that. They want you to stay a mystery.
Man, soon as the mystery is over with, she gone. Dudes be wondering like, man, what happened? She saw too much. I had a mentor once. He said, hey, man, you got to be like the Wizard of Oz. You got to keep that curtain up. Don't let that hoe peek behind it, man. As soon as she peek behind it, man, the show is over. Hey, what's a woman do? What do you do when you done with a puzzle? You put the pieces back in the box. Game over. Hey, that's why you got to have pieces from a whole different puzzle when it's come to a woman.
I promise you. And I've tested this out, like with women, time and time again.
I'm trying to tell you.
When I release too much with women in the beginning, like, especially if I want to fuck them the first night.
Yeah.
If I, how I am about that shit. If I want to fuck them the first night and I release too much in the beginning, then they gonna catch all of that and they gonna feel like they got you.
Yeah,
so they can do whatever they want with you.
They want up. I done figured it out. They want a mystery. You can never be as big in real life as in somebody's mind. Just like when you meet a woman and she just bad. You know her from nowhere. You done already built something in your mind, this grand thing. Then you get to know her too much. Oh, this regular broad. Same thing with us. She see the change, she see this. But at the end of the day, we put our pants on one foot at a time. No matter how great we are, we could never be as great in real life than in her mind, because the mind is infinite, reality is finite. So you always got to maintain that mystique, maintain that she don't know what you're doing.
That's the number one rule, fellas. That's a number one rule.
Hey, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm going to be honest, I don't really harp on that much. It's like, it's more intuitive with me, but that's something I need to touch on more, because that's really real.
Yeah, that's a number one rule. That's law for me. Always remain a mystery in the beginning, because you're not going to get as nearly as much as you was gonna get. I swear to God, on first dates, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, baby?
I keep them guessing. That's how I do too. Listen, most of the time a woman be like, damn, you played me. We got to the end of this dinner and you didn't tell me nothing about you. I've been talking this whole time. I'll be like, yep. Exactly what I was trying to do.
The game, yep. You gotta know the game, man. That's how the game is. Hey, look, the game is to be sold, not told.
Hey,
You know what I'm
listen,
saying?
let me ask you about this, right? You know, these modern women. I mean, and you know, when it comes to us, like, we don't necessarily deal with the same things that everybody else does just because how we carry ourselves and how we moving stops a lot of the bullshit.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the 50-50 conversation? Like, two different ways, though. One, a woman come in the door, she just start fucking with you and she feeling like, hey, you need to pay for this, pay for that, pay for that. And then the second situation where it's like, not when she first come in the door, but if you get serious with her, are you paying for everything? She paying for everything? You paying half? How do you feel about that?
When a woman first come in the door and she talking about you paying for this and that,
Yeah.
come on, man. You already know the answer.
I'm already know, but you got to tell them they don't know.
Look, man, you gotta create yourself. You have to, because a lot of women, they only gonna try that if they look at you and they see you that you're not of value.
Yeah.
So, like, man, you know I go on this shit all day long, bro.
But that's big. If you're not of value, that's real though. Because it's like if you're dealing with a dusty, ugly broad, it's like, well, if you want to come deal with me, you got to be giving me some money. You got to be giving me something because the value in your personality ain't there. So you got to bring some value to the table. You got to bring some money. So if all she wants is money from you, it's because she don't see your personality and who you are as a value. That's deep.
Exactly. She don't see the appearance first. She don't see the value and what you're worth. So by her not seeing that, she's gonna ask for something in return. You know what I'm saying? And for me, man, I always make sure my value is
Tell me,
in person.
Do they try you? Every now and again, you know, they try me, but I feel like it's more, she was just throwing it out there, seeing if I was gonna catch it. Do you get tried like that? And if you do, when you do, how do you respond?
Very fucking rarely do I get tried because I feel like I make it known in my face that I ain't one of them.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I ain't one of them. I'm making it known, bro. You know, like, I go on this shit all day. You even told me I should start preaching this in my content.
Man, you got to. I mean, yes, that's how you living.
Yeah.
You know, but it comes so naturally to you. You just got to deconstruct what you naturally thinking so you could then display it and let them know what's going on with it.
Yeah, man, I swear, the only people that could come to me and ask for something like that without any value to me is my mama, my sisters, my daughter, and shit. Not even my wife can do that.
Hey, listen, so tell these people, right, like for the dudes out there who meet abroad, they giving her this, they buying her this, what you feel about that? Like,
I ain't gonna lie, man, and this will be and you might have a little disagreement. I feel like, you know, if a woman has earned her keep, not in relationship wise, like let's just say it's your woman. Yeah. Like she takes your son. Like I got a baby mama. Yeah. You know, it's certain things that I would do for her that I wouldn't do for regular women.
Nah, that's for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because she's gone through, you know, carrying my child. She raises my son for me while I'm out here chasing money. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's those things for me that a regular woman cannot have unless she's bringing something to me, a value of my life.
No, I agree. You know, I have women who aren't even my son's mother who take care of my son like they his own. They earn their keep, you know.
Exactly.
A woman get with me off the dribble. I'm not going for that. But if a woman put her time in, she hold me down. She ain't giving me a problem. She supported my dreams. I got women, man, beautiful women who done supported my dreams when I'm getting out the streets. I'm thinking about going back. They telling me, no, you gonna be great. They held me down before this shit got popping. When I only was getting 4 likes, them was 4 of my bros liking my post. They telling their mama to like my post. They telling their auntie to like my post. They was holding me down. I'm asking them for money like shit. I'm blowing through my street bag. I'm like, shit, I need help. And they held it down. Now, where we at right now, I ain't tolerating no disrespect, but they got some leeway with me to where, like, if I got it and we trying to do something, man, I got it. It's nothing. But what I'm talking about is the ones who just come in the door and feel like that's just what needs to happen.
Oh, that's definitely not. That's not an option for me, bro.
And listen, man, without telling too much, like, you catch women where they got a bunch of sugar daddies, they riding big whips, they having big bags. That's what their lifestyle is. And when they come get with you, they not even asking for nothing.
They don't
tell them why though.
They see the value.
They see the difference.
Yeah.
And these dudes probably multi-millionaires, got more than us, but she still don't respect them in the way they respect us. And it don't even got to be talked about. They don't even try it.
They don't try. They feel a confidence and energy. That's all it is. Man, you just really got to do, like you said, a deconstruction of yourself and rebuild. That's all it is. You got to go through a few things. You got to go through a few bad women to actually analyze and break down how women actually think. And then you're able to see, okay, she did that. I know what that means. Like, I'm very self-aware, bro. I'm very self-aware. I read people very well. And I think that's just a part of being, raised in the streets, being on the south side of Chicago. Not only men, snakes in the street, I can analyze women to the T. So I know what you want. Like, I know. And from there, I was able to reconstruct myself, and I was able to build the confidence and my value.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it's really just paying attention to everything. It's like, if anybody ever fucked you over or did something wrong, you can always look back and be like, oh, I overlooked this. Oh, they did this.
Yeah.
And what you're saying is, like, when you in the streets, you got to be real careful for everything, because that could be your last step, prison, death, whatever. So you learn to pay attention to the small things. When it comes to a woman, everything she do, I'm paying attention to. If we out at dinner eating sushi and the last roll is on the table and she try to go for it without asking me, I pay attention to that, because that means something. Later down the line, you might be like, oh, she's selfish, she this. Yeah, but she showed you. You just overlook these small things. Yep. If a woman making you wait too long when you going on a date, she always showing up late. These little details, because I say it all the time, you want to deal with a woman who sees you of value. So, and not all the time can you make her see you of value. I'm not for everybody. I want to deal with a woman who sees me in high esteem. Yeah. If she, look, I use Chris Brown as the example all the time. You think she's gonna make Chris Brown wait an hour? You think she's gonna show up to that date late? No, because she sees him as a value. So when a woman doesn't treat you like that, you got to know you probably can't change how she sees you. Go find a woman who already see you a value.
And me, myself personally, I got a confidence thing. I got an ego problem.
Hey,
so if I see that you treating me lesser than another man, oh man, it's a problem for me. I'm gonna prove myself.
Oh, it's over with.
It's over with. Like, if I feel like, okay, you gonna give him, you gonna treat him a certain way, like Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I need that same. I need that same type of treatment.
I need the same treatment. That's how I am. And I'm not saying, I ain't saying like that's my foot is on your neck because of that. I ain't saying like, but I feel like my ego is attacked a little bit, and it's something that gotta happen behind that.
Yeah. So tell these people, right? Because I'm big on the personal development thing. Because I say, you done did a lot of work, a lot of inner work, a lot of things to get to where you at. So you can't just put it on. It's like these dudes who got all this money who be out here just tricking, throwing money around like that. They got the money, they got the look, but it still doesn't translate to the woman because you're still not that, because you didn't do the work.
Yeah, what's gonna happen when that money gone? What's gonna happen, when you get locked up and it ain't no income coming in? What's gonna happen? You can't lead with your pockets. You gotta lead with your confidence and you as a person. And a lot of people don't think about that. Money ain't infinite, especially if you out here getting it in the streets.
And everybody with money know money come and go. It's good times, it's bad times. So it's like, but I say it all the time, right? You can't be mad at a woman who wants you for your money when that's what you led with. If you'd have led with your personality, your charisma, your style, your culture, right? She would have wanted that from you because you presented that first. But if you present your money, you always talking about your money, you always throwing the money around. Well, that's what you told her is a value of you. Just like women, you mad all he want to do is have sex with you. Well, you led with your sexuality. You led with your pants off. You led with shaking your ass in the club. That's what you led with. If you'd have led with something else, maybe he would have wanted it. But it shows when you lead with your money, it shows that you feel that's the most valuable thing about yourself. That's why women who lead with they got their BBL and they always turned around in their pictures. They really feel like that's the most valuable thing about them. Otherwise, they show their face. Otherwise, they talk on camera and talk about the things in their mind. They think that's the most valuable thing about themselves.
Bro, I always say, how can you enter a situation with a fake, what do you call it? You was looking for something fictitious out of the relationship, like money, right?
Yeah.
But then you turn around and then you're like, oh yeah, he cheated on me. He did this to me. He wasn't loyal. But you entered this situation fake, looking for something fictitious.
Exactly.
So he came back with something fake.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So you got exactly what you put into it.
Exactly. How you expect him to be real when you led with fakeness?
Tell me this, right? When you first meet a woman, what are the red flags that you see? What are you looking? What's an automatic no? What's I'm just gonna maybe fuck on this broad, but I ain't doing nothing else? What's the traits that you see that's gonna say, okay, this is a woman I'm gonna take serious. This is a woman I might do some things with. And what's red flags in a woman that makes you say, I ain't dealing with her. I might just only have sex and that's it.
Let me backtrack though, because you already told me You gave me some self-awareness. You said the other day, you was like, man, look, all these women like you, why you ain't got them doing something for you, man? You should be, you know what I'm saying? Cause me, you'd already know how I am.
Yeah.
Like I'm coming into that shit looking for sex.
Yeah.
Off top most of the time.
Bagging tens too.
That's what I'm looking for. You know, I'm working on that. That's my weakness though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
you self-aware though.
Yeah. Every now and then I find a woman that I like that I will take the next step with. You know what I'm saying? But
so you saying right now in this season, you're not even looking for nothing long term. You really just focus.
I ain't gonna say that though. I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna say if it comes, it comes. Right now I'm so much more aware than I was a year ago.
Yeah.
To where I know where you got to check out the box to be in my life long term, and that's me supporting you mentally, emotionally. Shit, if we got to break bread together, if I got to give you, help you, like it's got to be something. Like you got to check off all those boxes.
So tell me this, right? Because a lot of people, I'm always talking about the bro got to bring some value. Everybody like, well, what is value? And I say, man, value to each person could be different. So for you, what's value to you?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm big on entrepreneurship, and we gonna talk about that too.
Yeah,
We ain't even talked about me being an entrepreneur.
Yeah, we gonna segue to that right after you answer this. So you big a woman who's in entrepreneurship?
No. I'm not big on her being an entrepreneur. It's a lot more deeper than that for me. I am the entrepreneur, so I can bring the money to the table. Like if it's as long as I really don't need women for money. I don't need you for money.
Yeah, that's why I say value isn't always money. So what is that value?
Man, I would say helping me with my business. First of all, peace of mind. That's number one.
For sure, especially for an entrepreneur. It's hectic. It's a lot of things you're dealing with. You don't want to go home and have to deal with even more.
Exactly. Some understanding. Peace of mind, understanding. Picking up slack in my business. Just doing shit that
make
I
the phone calls for me. Be my assistant.
Exactly. Just be my assistant.
Have that coffee ready for me in the morning.
Right. Be I'll tell you an issue that I'm having, and you can put your brain together, go do some research, and say, baby, I think I found a solution.
Yeah.
That's the little shit that I need as being an entrepreneur. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of women, they lack that. So when you find that shit, and you able to run a bag up that way, now, I'm not saying like y'all got to be a partner. Like, you got to be a partner with a woman, but if you're able to find that relationship with a woman that's going to elevate you, especially entrepreneurs, that's a golden ticket.
Yeah, hey, man, I'm going to tell you, and then we're going to segue. I love entrepreneurial women because I'm on such a grind. It's really hard for somebody who's not going through what you're going through to understand you. Now, it might be some women out there who can, but most of my women, they're entrepreneurs, and it works because we going through the same thing. We reading the same book. Okay, I got this new book on systems. You need to implement that in what you're doing. So she understands what I'm doing. She understands some days I might be running, ain't got time, I ain't got to talk, but she gets it because she's going through the same thing. And then when a woman's running her own business, she values what you do. It's like seeing somebody in shape. If you're not in shape, you might scoff at, he's on steroids or he starved himself. But if you go to the gym every day and you know what it takes to look like that, you appreciate it more because you know what he had to go through to get that body. So same thing with a woman. When she knows you're an entrepreneur and you've made it to a certain level, she understands what it took to get there and she values it more. So that's why I love dealing with entrepreneurial women. Plus, they're able to put me in positions that I'm not in. They have different circles. They can invite me to different events. They've given me great connections, taking me to different events. So I love me an entrepreneurial woman. It's hard for me to love somebody that don't grind with me, man. I'm not saying one day it can't be like that, but I fall in love with a woman who's grinding with me. We going through the ups, we going through the downs, we going through the wins, we going through the losses. That's how I build a bond with my woman. And for me, it would be real hard for me to build a serious bond with a woman who just sitting down on the couch every day and all we're doing is going out to dinner and having sex. That's not really going to do it for me. Tell me one more thing before we segue to the entrepreneurship.
I was going to say something.
Go ahead.
Just said. I ain't gonna lie, man. The biggest thing I can't stand in a woman is a woman that try to find an easy route. Like you gonna try. You see me hustling every day. You see me grinding. Like you ain't got to be no big entrepreneur like me. You don't have to. It'll help. But if you see me hustling and grinding and you still stuck in the same mind frame of, I'm just gonna go strip for a couple of dollars, or I'm just gonna go scam for a couple of dollars, or I'm just gonna use a nigga for a couple of dollars. You know what I'm saying? If you stuck in and you trying to be my woman instead of it ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, if you got to get your money, you got kids and shit like that. But I look at that type of shit first, like where your mindset is. Like, are you able to grow mentally?
Yeah.
Like, are you trying to grow mentally?
Yeah, how you do anything is how you do everything. We was just talking about shortcuts. If you still in my old era where you still trying to find shortcuts, I know where you're gonna end up, right? And especially when a woman got a man like us, I feel like it's such a benefit. You got a mentor who done already been through where you went through, could put you on to different things. I didn't have that. I'm sure you didn't have that. You had to figure it out. Yep. A woman should be using us as like a mentor to help guide them faster. But if a woman just want to sit back and kick back, I mean, some dudes will go for that. For me, I'm in my area of my life where I need everybody around me helping and supporting where I'm going.
Yeah.
How you feel about having multiple women? I say this all the time, right? Now, to each their own, but I feel like a man didn't work so hard, sacrifice so much, risk his freedom, risk his time, risk all of this to get this money. You want money, why? So you could be free, do what you want when you want. And then turn around, get to this level, and then put yourself in handcuffs to say what you can and can't do because of this woman who didn't sacrifice for nothing. I feel like when you make it to a certain point, it's to be able to do what you want to do, but then a dude get to a certain point, then get with a woman, and then be having to sneak around and then do this and do that. What you feel about a man who's really made it? You feel like he should be trying to do whatever he wants? How you feel about that subject?
I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, I feel like, for no one, I feel like it's up to the man if that's what he's gonna do. I don't feel like a man should be shamed for doing that. If that's his choice, because he put the work in to do it. I don't know where this stigma came from of, you know, somebody having to stay loyal. Because I don't think, you know, the Kings did it back in the day and all of that.
They still do it all on the East. You know, that's how they live.
I'm not saying it's the right thing. I don't know where this came from, but I will say that, you know, if a man is not, first of all, you gotta notice where you're. I don't even want to say this shit, okay?
Yeah, say the shit. If you want to, we'll cut it out later. Just let me know.
I feel like a man should be able to choose to have monogamous relationship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, multiple women, not a relationship, but multiple women.
Polygamous relationship.
Polygamous.
Yeah.
I feel like also that a lot of women should be accepting of that. I don't understand how a woman could. I don't know where they got the stigma from of, like, this man is mine. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, trying to possess a man.
Possess a man.
Especially the man who's made it to these great heights.
Exactly.
And could have 100 women throw themselves at him.
What do you expect out of a man like that? Like, exactly.
A conqueror, a king.
A king. Like, it's so many options, so many women that's trying to compete with you with a man at that type of level. It don't even have to, a man that just value himself anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to have the most money. He ain't got to look the best.
That's
none of
sure.
that. But when a man has worked on himself to high levels.
Yeah, he deserves that.
He's deserved
because I don't feel like one woman could ever give him everything he deserves.
Yeah.
You know? And then let's keep it real. Women like what other women like. If you can't even have other women, women don't even want you. Man, listen, back in the day, I was having a problem with one of my women, right? And my uncle sat me down and he was like, you doing all that hooting and hollering at her. Like, that's not gonna change. What keep a woman in check? He said, is another woman. When a woman know that you can get something and something better than her like that, that's gonna keep her in pocket.
Yep.
As long as you ain't got no options, you ain't doing nothing, you probably can't get nothing better than her because you've been kicking it with her, you ain't getting haircuts, you stop going to the gym, then she gonna talk crazy. It's always gonna be a problem because you ain't got no options. Nothing keep a woman in check like another woman. And as much as they would hate to admit it, a woman loves a man who has other women. That validates, that's social proof to them. I catch more women when I go out with women than when I go out by myself.
Yeah. And a lot of men, they're going to play this game backwards. They're going to, you know, drag their relationship all the way to the dirt and then try to conquer.
Yeah. Now you want to turn around. Now you starting to read and now you starting to work out.
Now you want to put another woman in her place. It's too late already. Like, she don't care about your ass. She going to the next king.
Man, well, that's why I say all the time, hey man, every man should live their life like they finna get a phone call today that they woman is cheating on them, right? Because only when that happens do you start getting on your shit, going to the gym, working on your business. Stay on your job, then she always gonna be in pocket because she's always gonna see you growing, getting better, being of value. But most of the time, dudes get in relationships and start kicking back, start eating bad, start not going to the gym. And she sees that. You no longer the man that she got with, so you're losing value in her eyes.
Yeah, and this a big one right here.
Yeah.
Don't ever open yourself all the way up to a woman.
Man.
Don't ever open yourself
And
all
these
the way up.
dudes gonna do it. These dudes still gonna do it. Hey, listen.
That's that's law right there. Don't ever, like, when a woman sees that, when they see you open yourself up completely, that's when they found a weakness. They know they conquered you.
Man, when my uncle told me once, he was like, man, would you tell all your business to a stranger? I was like, no. So why you telling all your business to this broad? She was a stranger when you met her, and one day she gonna be a stranger again. Just like all the other women that you used to have, they strangers now. So whatever you tell her, she's gonna tell somebody. Everybody knows, man. I don't care how solid a woman is. When she got with you and was with you long enough, she told you everything about that last dude.
Yep.
Everything illegal he had going on, everything he had going on in his business, everything. So you just got to remember that.
Yep. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, that's something. And that's just gradually just going through the motions and being self-aware about women and knowing what the confidence and the self-worth and all of that.
Not to mention, when you open yourself up like that too much, it's psychology. I know how to deal with a woman. When I know what makes her tick, I know how to guide her and pretty much manipulate her, because she done showed me so much about herself. I know what makes her tick. I know what makes her withdraw. Yeah. I know all these things. Same thing with you. As soon as you tell her too much, she knows how to make you tick. She knows how to push your button. She knows. So, and now the game is over. She done figured you out, like we was just saying earlier. Once she figures it out, she's bored.
Bored. She's on to the next. You want to
go ahead.
You want to know what? I feel like a lot of dudes' problem is they're so focused on having the woman, they're not focused on anything else that's gonna take away from, giving the woman part of them instead of everything. Because once you give them everything, like, it's over with. So you need to focus on yourself. Like, you need to find that business, and you got to be money driven. You can't be one woman driven.
Nah, you can't.
You can still love that woman, but you need to have something else that you love and desire that's able to replace that woman at any time. Yeah. And for me, that's just working hard and just becoming a better me. It's just that fucking simple.
I say the same
and everybody
thing.
Don't even understand that.
Man, I am my first love, right? I love myself so much. My goals, my dreams, pouring into myself, developing myself. I am my first love. You know what I'm saying? People say, well, what's your purpose in life? I don't got a purpose. I am my purpose, to become the best version of myself in every way. So when I look in the mirror, I admire what I see. When you start to work on yourself, you start to love yourself. Man, you start to get a different glow about yourself, a different confidence about yourself. And everybody wants to feel like that. So everybody starts to be attracted to that, especially women.
Yeah. And by any means, I ain't no woman hater or no shit like that. Like, I don't hate women and no shit like that. But I know as a man what I need to do in order to, have a fulfilling life with women. And if I decided to, get married or something like that, if I decided to take a woman serious, I'm able to do that. And I'm not subjective to how they're going to treat me. It's how I want the relationship to go.
Because you put yourself in position. Now, let's segue to that, man, because you got a whole lot going on. We done did business together. I know people that you do business with out here in Miami, out in Chicago. So you've been doing this at a high level for a minute. So speak on your entrepreneurship and what you got going on now.
Yeah, man. So I'm game tight beast. Well, it started with real estate. I got into, when I first got out of prison, I was learning let's backtrack.
Yeah.
I went to prison. In prison, I put all of my time and effort. I locked in every day. I was in the library. Every day I was getting mentorship because I went to the feds.
Okay.
I'm getting free mentorship every single day. I'm sitting down with these felons that they had a good business, but something happened where they turned bad. They just wanted more. And I was learning. 3 years later, I get out. I get into real estate. I knew that's what I wanted. I was actually reading. That was the first thing. I mean, we can go on and on about reading.
Hey, reading changed my life.
That shit, one passage changed my life. Reading one fucking sentence.
I'm big on that, man.
I never forget that one sentence. But it was like a light bulb in my head, and I knew exactly what route I wanted to go, and that's where I am today. But anyways, I started in real estate, got out, learned a lot of game. No instant gratification. I had to go through the slums. I had a girl at that, and at that point I was at my bottom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was defeated. No confidence, no nothing, fresh out of jail, no clothes, no nothing, no house, no crib, no businesses, no bank account, no nothing. Man. And she fed off all that shit. And I feel like that's once you go through shit like that, especially with women.
When you say she fed off all that, what you mean?
She fed off of it. Like she used it as like her strong point.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. I get what you're saying.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And she used that shit as leverage, and the bra ended up leaving me.
Man.
Which is, you know, we still talk today. We still cool. I still got love for her, but she ended up leaving me because she felt how vulnerable I was.
Man. Hey, that's deep, man. Hey, you can't be vulnerable. I tell dudes all the time, like, don't talk to that woman about your problems, man. Go look in the mirror and talk to yourself, because she don't respect it.
Nope.
Not only listen, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. I'm gonna let you get back because this is big. I had this bra once, and we was going through it. Like, I lost a couple bras. We was at this hotel. The money wasn't clicking. Things wasn't going right, and I you know, I kind of like broke down. And I know crying or shit, but I'm like, you know, I don't know if this shit gonna work. The money getting low. You know, I exposed it. I'm like, listen. I'm like, yeah. So, you know, I got into a vulnerable. That's another reason I don't smoke weed no more. And then got to smoking. I'm
just fucking tweaked out.
Listen. I'm thinking, you know, she's sitting there like, well, we gonna figure it out.
You
know,
took that L. I know.
Listen, I woke up in the morning, came back with some food. She was gone, hanger still in the closet swinging, man.
No,
and I'm
man.
like, listen. And I'm thinking, I had her for some years too. But women aren't built to take that type of stress and anxiety. You can't put it on them. Don't put it on them. Would you put it on your children? Hey, son, hey, before you go to school, just want to let you know, hey, the bills is due. I don't know what's going to happen. Have a great day at school. You're not going to do that. Okay. The women can't handle that. Even when things ain't going good, you got to remain strong. You got to keep that straight face on until you figure it out. But go ahead.
No, that was a big one you just said.
I never did it again. Never did. Even when a woman's trying to bring it out of you, oh, something ain't right. Listen, because like you said, she want to feed off of it. Yeah. Something ain't right. You could talk to me. I can help you. Don't do it.
Yeah, that's a number one mistake. I knew you was going there though, and I knew where
yeah,
you was going.
Gonna happen. Yeah,
I'm like,
I didn't know at the time.
Yeah, that shit is crazy, man. But I got out very vulnerable. Even lower now. Now I done lost my bitch. I done lost everything. I had lost the only bitch that I was confident that I thought I had confidence in. She held me down the whole bid, everything. So I just put my motherfucking head down, man, and I learned from all them mistakes. I grinded so much. I took some self-development to myself. I just took everything in and just got on work. I'm working. I'm figuring my life out the right way because I don't want this shit to happen no more. You know what I'm saying? And from there, I got into real estate, real deep into real estate. I got into, from there, I use credit and funding to fund real estate projects. Long story short, I got a love for credit. I got a love for the credit game, the funding game, especially, you know, using other people's money. And that's what I help people do, man. I help them get funding. I help people scale their current business, their funding businesses, help them get started in the funding business, help them go crazy, hit 6 figures a month. That's my specialty, man. People that's struggling online right now with credit business, they thought they had the game. No, and you still making, you know, $5,000 a month. That's why I come in. I help you elevate. It's some other stuff I dropped too. I've been telling you I'm going crazy over.
I seen it.
Yeah.
So if they want to tap in with you and find out about you, first off, give them your Instagram first.
Yeah, at Antonio Bibbs _. That's BIBBS. B as in boy, I as in ice, B as in boy, B as in boy, S as in sound _. And that's
where you most active at?
Yeah, IG. I got a YouTube channel. I give a lot of game on funding and credit on my YouTube channel, Antonio Bibbs.
And we partnering. We gonna do some things soon. So, you know, in my school group, we gonna be giving you these packages. I'm gonna bring them in. You know, show you how to get to them, get with his program and stuff like that. Yeah. So right now, for somebody who's, you know, they starting out in business, I say it all the time. People go about things the wrong way. Like, you see billionaires, even when they buy a house, they don't buy it cash. They still use other people's money from the bank. Yeah. So it's like normal people, they want to start a business. They try to put all their money into it. That's not how you're supposed to go, and that's why most people fail. Because they didn't even have enough money to make the business successful, hire the right people, have the right marketing and things of that nature.
Exactly.
So what you do is you help these people come in so they can have the proper finances behind what they're doing, so it gives it a better chance of success.
Yeah, I felt like it was a better way for me to help a lot of people at a mass scale. You know what I'm saying? Everybody need money. Everybody need a break. So your back might be against the wall that month. You know, you might need a $20,000 credit card.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because sometimes you in that dark place, it's like, I'm gonna figure something out. I just need a little time.
You need a little, you know, leeway, a little bit.
Care package.
Yeah, something. And that's my specialty, man. People that's struggling in business, you know what I'm saying? I know how to make the business take off, implement certain things, you know, ads, funnels, all of that stuff.
Oh yeah, you were showing me how much you was making a day off of that that ad you put together.
Oh yeah, ads, like, you know, I got a lot of products that I'm pushing with ads and stuff like that. So
put me on some game.
Yeah. And just how to elevate in the business, especially the funding business, showing you how to use personal banking relationships and the whole 9 yards, man. So, you know, if you want to get somebody a quick 50 piece and take a 10% commission because you just got them a quick 50 piece by knowing a personal banker, you know, you go do that, man. All that add up. You bring 5 people, you just made, you know, 25,000.
Yeah, man. Listen, I've seen this man. He been working. He been out here. He deals with a lot of people that I deal with, man. So we decided we gonna get together and help bring that to my platform and help bring it to my audience. Go follow him. Yeah. We gonna do a follow up. We talked a lot about the women thing. We gonna do a follow up. We gonna go way deeper on the finance thing. I'm gonna bring him on my live, and he gonna break it down. And the people who want to tap in with him gonna be able to tap in with him. Now, this the end of the show. So when I say, I'm gonna say, you know, this is another episode of Don't Hate the Player. You gonna say learn the game.
All right.
All right. And that's another episode of Don't Hate the Player.
Learn the game.
We out.